Hello, everyone, and we are officially live here at BC WrestlePod, and welcome to another rendition of the Takedown Troupe. This is the weekly TNA Wrestling post show here at BC WrestlePod. My name is Mikey El Jefe, and joining with me, as always, is my compatriot, my friendo. We're here to talk about the TNA tonight to Mr. Radio Free Will. Happy to have you back once again.
Insert clever introduction here.
It's been one of those days, honestly. I was telling Will off camera before we went live. I'm like, I'm exhausted. It has been a crazy weekend for all of wrestling in general. And then this week, also covering the rest of the stuff has been crazy. But hey, we're here to talk about TNA wrestling. Um, Surprisingly, had some really fun stuff to talk about, but also, like always, we're gonna riff and there was a lot of unintentional funny things that I cannot wait to discuss
There,
because
there were like I had some giggles in this one. This one had its moments.
so we're gonna get into all of that a little bit here. But before we do, I'm gonna speed run through this intro. Y'all already know where you can find us when we go live pretty much every day of the week at this point. You can also follow us at BC WrestlePod on whatever social media site you can find us on. We are pretty much on everything. You just pick one that you really like using or use the most, and then you can interact with us that way. We also have some merchandise at our store, bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com. And last but certainly not least, we are heading into the summer, and the wrestling gods are playing in my face because they're like, you know what? We really haven't announced a lot of summer shows. You guys are going to be fine. And then I'm already immediately knowing, be like, that is absolute BS. Because come May, as soon as it hits May 1st, watch every promotion start dropping everything they do in for the summer. I'm like, good God. But anywho, if you would like to help us continue to cover those things during the summer, we have a coffee bot where you can feel free to donate, but that is not obligatory. You do not have to. We know that financial times are hard out here, and we don't want you to have to feel like you have to. Your presence is enough. All right, let's get into this because this was a TNA episode to talk about. And let's just jump into it because we kick things off on my little slideshow with our first match, Nick Nemeth versus Bear Bronson, one half of the TNA Tag Team Champions. With Nick Nemeth is like annoying little brother, Ryan Nemeth on commentary too.
So when this was one of the laughs that I had at this one, because as they have like the systems coming out with their entrance and you hear Alicia Edwards, you can't beat the system. The mics, like someone's like one of the mics on the cameras picked up someone in the audience saying, "But you can though." Like I was just like it was just so perfectly timed that I was that I just like give that man a free ticket because like it worked. It worked. Thank you, random guy making dad jokes about entrance music.
Honestly, we really love to see it. I find it very fascinating. So, because of all the stuff that was leading into the weekend for WrestleMania and all the independent shows, we didn't really have a Rebellion post show. So, it's been very interesting to watch how we've kind of turned from this feud of the system is fighting everyone at this point
Pretty much.
because like last week they fight Moose and Leon Slater. This week they fight Nick Nemeth. I'm like, what is this? The Avengers? Like, what are we doing?
Well,
We just
and not for nothing. Like I thought Nick Nemeth was still a heel.
it's so weirdly interesting that they're kind of making him somewhat of a baby face in this whole entire thing.
Yeah, like they're trying to turn him babyface, but like, okay, if they're trying to turn the Nemeths babyface, they're failing because Ryan still sucks. Like, yeah, there's no other way to put it. Like, if you're trying to turn both of the Nemeths babyface, like hope, like maybe they are building to a brother versus brother match. Maybe they are trying to, like, my brain just went like, oh, one of those, one of the all-time classic family matches, like Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, except, shitty.
Well, the other thing that I find very like kind of weirdly weird about this whole thing with turning the Nemesis babyface too is that at one point in this match you had, even though Casey Navarro is still kind of feuding with AJ Francis at the moment as well, Casey rolls up and kind of gives an assist somewhat to Nick Nemeth during this match. So I'm like, oh, so we're gonna put the Nemesis and Casey together as a 3-person team for a little bit. Okay. I mean, hey, it gets Casey more on my television, so I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
But it's the experiment to turn the Nemesis baby faces interesting. Is off to an interesting start. I will put it that way.
And like, I don't know, like I'm not sure that works when, like I said, just Ryan still sucks so much. Like, but like, who knows? We'll see what happens. Well, like, here, and this is, I think I've made this complaint about TNA in the past, is that, like, and maybe it's just, or maybe it's not TNA, maybe it's just sort of a shift in the way wrestling is doing things at large now. But like, this, so forgive me, this may get a little bit old man yells at cloud, but like, I miss there being a dramatic moment of a baby face or heel turn. You know what I mean? Like, I miss the moments of there being, like, even if it's in the middle of a match, of someone saying, like, the baby face, like, just getting more and more violent over the course of a match. And so you start sympathizing with the heel. So you have that double turn. But like, they didn't do any of that with Nick here. Yeah. Like,
I feel like they've kind of like, and again, not every like babyface turn needs to happen the exact same way, but I feel that they've kind of like skipped a couple of steps in the progression to it.
Well, it was one of those things, like when he went against AJ at Rebellion, it was like, oh, we figured, like, oh yeah, because he's the hometown guy, and like there are other hometown acts on the card, but none of them are close enough to being baby faces. I guess Nick Nemeth is the closest thing they have to a baby face for the hometown pop. So like, that's just kind of what I figured it was for. And now, like, no, this is turning, like, they're actually trying to turn a baby face. Like, that is certainly a decision. And I don't know what it could lead to. And it's, I don't know.
Well, I mean, the match itself, it was pretty standard. Again, Casey Navarro offers an assist during this match when the numbers game was about to get to Nick. Nick beats Bear Bronson, and I'm just like, okay, probably going to set up a tag team match at some point for those championships between the Nemeths and the System. But the plot will progress as much as it can.
Oh, I also found out something really interesting this week.
What's that?
The same group, the same musical act that did the System's entrance music also did Cody Rhodes's, which I find really interesting because Cody Rhodes's entrance music is pretty iconic and the System's kind of sucks. I mean, hey, not every band is gonna have 100% bangers up, down, left, and right. Everybody has, even musicians have bad days, but like, it's it amuses me that the same group that made such an iconic "Whoa" also gave us "Look at Me, Now Look at You, Now Look at Me, Now Look at You."
That's fair.
That is so bad.
No, but like, it's okay. Don't listen to him, Paramore. You are perfect in my eyes. Haley Williams, you can do no wrong. I'm just kidding.
What does Paramore have to do with it?
I'm just saying because you're like not every band can have like bangers that we
Oh
left us.
yeah,
Like
it's
Paramore, you're perfect. I'm just kidding.
oh, yeah, I mean, hey, even the Beatles had flops. Look at any album Ringo did.
Oof, you are so spot
Hey, hey,
on.
and I say that Ringo is my favorite Beatle. Okay, that's like I
It's because I love him. I can criticize you.
exactly.
I get you. Oh my goodness. So
It's like
yeah,
you don't make fun of my brother because that's my brother. Only I get to make fun of my brother.
for real. And you know what? Honestly, this is the energy I'm getting from this whole entire thing too. It's just like, hey, because it's kind of really all started because they were picking on Ryan like 2 weeks ago, and they're
Yeah.
like, no one can pick on my brother except for me. Lord, what are we doing? This is crazy. Alrighty. So Nick Nemeth wins. So we are going to continue to have Nick Nemeth, Ryan Nemeth, probably Casey at some point running across the system, which is cool. So that means that we're putting Mike Santana on pause for a little bit away from the system. Also, Leon Slater and Moose have some unresolved things they got to work out with the system too. So
Yeah.
there's just a whole lot going on. So we're going to see how that happens. But we got to keep the show going because after this match, we go backstage where Rich Swann tells BDE that he needs him to stay in the back for this match. He doesn't want there to be any tainted like results when he beats Mike Santana. I'm like, I love the optimism here.
Okay. I want to state for a second. This new gimmick that Rich Swann is bringing with him to this is a masterpiece. I love it. It is like one of my favorite gimmicks in TNA right now. I don't know if he's like I don't know if he's trying to do James Brown. I don't know if he's trying to do like Southern Baptist preacher
Oh my
or
gosh.
like some like weird amalgamation of all of them or like not even like it's not even James Brown. It's like James Brown by way of Eddie Murphy's James Brown impression on SNL.
Yes.
You know? And like it's great. I love it. Give me more of it. Like give me more of this Rich Swann. You know?
Seriously.
Like and it's so yeah, no, I love this. And especially I swear to God, TNA fandom, help me out here. Help me out. Can we please start chanting "Unk" for this guy? Just especially if he's going to try to take this heel, if he's going to keep trying to go after the title with Santana and stuff, like if you're going to turn him heel, like we got to get the Unk chants going. Okay?
It's really refreshing to see Rich Swann to kind of take this gimmick and character choice
Right.
and run with it. It is fantastic.
Well, and I'm sitting here like listening to it. It's like it's not and like it's I'm reminded of Ernest the Cat Miller from like the late days of WCW when he was trying to do his James Brown thing. It's like that, but better.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Ernest the Cat Miller was not great, but it's
So BDE promises he would stay in the back. Also, we talked about this yesterday when we were covering Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, but shout out to BDD and Wrestling Revolver. They are now going to be going on YouTube. So all their shows will be on YouTube to watch for free. So I can't wait to watch that. Anywho, so we're gonna see we're gonna see Rich Homie Swan a little bit later in the main event, but right now,
ooh, excuse me.
you are excused because this was awful.
What was this? Oh yeah, this was ass.
Franklin. What? Franklin. um, they're having a match next week. Frankie Kazarian dressed up as Elijah tries to spoof him. Lights go out. Elijah appears. Hey, we're getting a walk with Elijah match next week. I'm like, huh? And then I found out what that exactly is. I'm like, interesting. We're gonna see how that turns out next week, and we're gonna talk about that when I preview next week towards the end of the show. But this was booty. This was ass.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this feud to be over. I'm gonna be so for real.
Yeah.
Franklin, I hate this character. Your in-ring is good though, but like, why do
Yeah.
we? Anywho, moving on.
This was hilarious. Okay, like
This face
okay.
is perfect.
No, no,
Yes.
no. Okay. Like, so EC3 comes back, right? And I'm like, whatever. It's EC3. Everything he did back in like when he was like in TNA or in WWE is being done better by MJF right now. So whatever, right? Um, this promo though. This promo, like, I started watching it. It's like, wow, he is giving like the exact same like level of crazy and flavor of crazy that EY is giving. Wait a minute, these two are perfect for each other.
I can't believe
Just
I'm
like
actually. Yeah.
let them crazy at each other, okay? And also, he's coming. The number of times he said that in this prayer, like, I'm coming. It's like, bro, you keep saying it, and it keeps being funny, okay?
I'm not even gonna lie. There's that running joke with the innuendos aside, but as soon as he says I'm coming, I'm also listening to MVP's like theme song playing in my head too. It's like I'm coming. I was like, that ain't gonna happen in TNA anytime soon. But I can't believe I'm saying this. I listen. EC3 is a whole. It could be a whole entire podcast by itself, right? But I was just like, good God, we're about to get a crazy versus crazy feud, and I cannot
Oh,
believe
yeah.
I'm saying it. I am thoroughly entertained. I
It's
am
like,
sports entertained, as the kids say.
like, yeah, no, he's just like, it is the same, like, that's what EY needed for this, world-class maniac gimmick to work, was someone to be on that same level of crazy with him. And yeah, no, like, just let them make the crazy eyes at each other and talk about like cleanse coming. It's like it,
Lord, say what you will. EC3 knows how to make anything work on. Be so for real. Like, I still got beef with this man in certain areas, but yeah, crazy
sure.
versus crazy.
Oh yeah.
I am here to be sports entertained, as the kids say. So, good job, EC3. We're gonna see how this develops moving forward in the next couple of weeks. But right now, so I said this off camera, and I'm gonna say it on here too. So, like, we only let the righteous beat the Hardys when they're not champions. Got it.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yep.
Facts. Okay. Um,
We believe in the righteous to let them feud with the Hardys, but not enough to let them win the belts.
gosh. Okay, and Will, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, but as I was watching this match, by the time we got to the end of it, it was like, maybe it was just me, but I feel like this match went on too long. I was just like, this
I
went
was
on for like 2 commercial breaks on the app. I was like, what is happening? Like, what?
There was a part of me that wishes I saw this match live so that I could start the I am the table chant. Because yeah, Matt, you gotta remember to gimmick the table there, buddy boy. But the the other thing that I thought was funny is he gets the table out, pushes it out, takes out the spray paints the word sacrifice. It's like, bro, that was like 2 events ago.
I was like, sir, we are, unless we get like Under Siege, or if there's another pay-per-view between now and Slammiversary, like,
It's like, I think Slammiversary's the next one, bud.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that at the end because I find it interesting. I was like, oh, so we're just gonna go straight to Slammiversary. That's at the end of June. So
Oof.
love you, TNA, but I don't know if television is gonna carry us all the way through Slammiversary. Because usually we get Under Siege sometime in May, and then June has Against All Odds, and then we get to Slammiversary, but who knows?
And naming a PLE after a Steven Seagal movie franchise was their first mistake.
But anyways, this match it existed, it happened.
Yeah, it happened. It's
like on the one hand,
it's the Hardys versus the Righteous again.
Yeah. Am I happy that Dutch won? Yes, because I'm a fan of the Righteous, but at the same time, I'm like, ugh.
It's like, Can we get them to feud with somebody else, please? Like, where did they go? Where do they go from this? They have made their feud with the Hardys their entire personality since they debuted in this promotion. Where do they go from here? What do they do?
They've been fighting each other for like the last 6 months. It's insane. Like, I'm ready
Yep.
for them to move on. And
Yep.
this also is a testament to how little of a tag team division on the men's side of things that we kind of have right now. It's not being booked correctly. Like, you have the Hardys, you have the System, you have the Righteous, you have the Nemeth brothers apparently now too. But we are throwing everybody all over the place, and I'm just like, okay. So, and then, Broken by Hardy gonna be coming back. I was just like, listen, I am a fan. I love the Broken Universe. It is a good sports entertaining time, but like, I feel like we haven't reached that level for me personally yet to start bringing out all the stuff. We're gonna see what happens next week because Jeff is gonna be taking on the other half of the Righteous and Vincent. So we're gonna see how that all plans out. But yeah, this match happened.
For better or worse.
Yes. Daria is me. Daria is me watching this whole segment.
Oh, buddy. Like
I was chuckling, I'm not gonna lie. But I was
okay,
like, Daria,
the look on Mr. Elegance's face in this picture is
fantastic.
It is one of the better faces of this episode. Just it's yeah, no, like this was an overly verbose request for a match that was probably going to be awarded to them anyway. But
yeah. So I'm like, okay. No, but Daria is me in this picture. It was me watching this. I was just like,
and I really do, because we talked about this a little bit before the thing too. I really want them to play this up, like make Mr. Elegance flirt with her. Like, don't make it a prolonged thing. Like, make it. You could do it the same way they did it with Harley Cameron and Anthony Bowens. It's just honestly, like you clearly want a specimen like this, and just like, I'm a lesbian, right?
And I got a wifey at home who is better than you.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sure my wife would like to know all about this. Like, okay, yeah.
On a sidebar, like, I love Daria and her wife, but I also would not want to mess with her wife because she knows how to fight too.
Who is she married to?
I think she's an amateur MMA fighter, but listen, I have no experience, and anybody who even has amateur experience, like, I don't want to mess with them.
Yeah, no, seriously. I cannot blame you for that.
So it's insane. But yeah, we went for this segment. We went the long about way to just get a match made. I was like, we could have shortened this by like 45 seconds.
Yeah. Yep.
I do like the Elegance brand and their shenanigans, though. But again, like we just talked about the men's division, this knockout division. If the men's is struggling, this knockout tag team division is on life support. Like,
yes.
Oof, the knockouts division as a whole needs like a shot of lots of adrenaline and some things, because we are, it's a rough go for our women right now in this division.
Absolutely.
So after this, Zaya Brookside says her piece. She's angry that Liang Li, quote unquote, cost her match a couple weeks ago. I'm like, ma'am, did we watch the same thing? I was like, TNA, you shot yourself in the foot with this. I'm like, but anywho,
I don't think I even saw the video that she was talking about, but
I was like, was this? Anywho,
yeah. So
she says her piece. Liang Li comes out. She wants answers. We get a fake makeout. Zaya Brookside pulls the Jungle Jack Perry.
I think you mean make up, but don't get me wrong. I mean, if they want to make out too, I'm more power to them.
I apologize. Let me correct my statement. They make up and or try to. Zaya Brookside feigns it anyways, and then she pulls the playbook of Jungle Jack Perry, where she stares at the camera and beats up Liang Li.
It's the only reason they didn't go like actually, you know, I don't even know. Like, they may as well have gone full, you know, Cope and Christian. Just give him the hug and go fuck yourself.
So it seems we might be getting a match out of this at some point too. Um, damn, it really hurt. Like, because right now, who know, India is quote unquote still suspended. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about Elena in a little bit, but I was just like, and Ariana Grace is running around somewhere. Anywho, so we're probably gonna get a match between, you know, Lee and Brookside at some point here. So I'm like, you know what? This is not anything groundbreaking, but you know what? At least it's progression of what the
Yeah.
storyline, the little storyline we have in this knockouts division. So
Yeah.
I'm actually okay with this.
And like, I will. My only personal complaint is like, this is probably the most soap opera thing I've seen in wrestling since like the Ruthless Aggression era,
Dang.
which is the reason I got out of wrestling. But like, and I know why they did it, but like, it's, I don't know. This could have been done better. This could have been. I like where they're going with the story. I wish they could have written it better. Put it that way.
I concur. All right, let's keep this going. This every time I see Elena in this pose, I was like, "Girl, I love you, but what are we doing?" Like,
she's using her psychic powers.
Elena, cast psychic.
You will submit.
So Elena has a squash match essentially against, and I do have the name
Another
of
one.
our talent. Another one. Anywho, so Elena Black has another squash match, and this time her opponent is Katie Arquette. Yes, if you are thinking, is she related to David Arquette? You would be absolutely right.
At least in kayfabe, that's what Matt and Tom said.
Yep. So I'm like, cool, we're gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
Elena wins. Commentary pushes over the fact that, you know, she's making a case to go after the title. I'm like, when? I was like,
well, like, you can make a case to go after the title you want. That's pretty much what anyone wants to do in this business, in this promotion. But like, you got to have a match against like, and no disrespect to jobbers, but you got to have a match against someone, you know, real.
Like, I thought we were going somewhere because like she and Mara Sade had that feud for a little bit. I was just like, you know what? This is great for both of them. Like,
Yeah.
Then they had that match in Sacrifice, and Elena has been hanging around having tune-up matches and squash matches while Mara has been running around in the dead realm with Rosemary and Allie and the Diamond Collective. So I was like, okay. All right, well. I just want more for, well, I said this about the women's division in general. I want more for the knockouts division, but like I want more for Elena too, and like all the other women wrestlers who are like singletons and not involved in a trios or the tag team or tag teams. Like, we got to start putting some stuff together. Like, it was, again, even though as cookie cutter as it was with the Elena and Mara Sade feud, at least that was a feud that did not revolve around a championship, and I was into it. I was like, It's not the best, but it gives us other things. But like, we can't even book a championship feud correctly here in TNA. TNA, get your ish together. Anyways.
Yeah.
God, I want more for women in general, but like, especially right now in TNA, I want more for this knockouts division across the board.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And I only say this because, okay, I'm going to be on my soapbox a little bit more, so apologies, but...
Hey, dude, the number of times that I have stolen the soapbox from this show out from underneath you, by all means, it's about time. Go. Please, take your soapbox, get on it and take your microphone. Get the megaphone out, hit it. Punch it, Chewy.
I'll just keep this brief because I want better for the Knockouts division and all the women in TNA. But I also kind of feel like after this weekend and from the highs and the lows that I have seen, depending on the show with women's wrestling, just I want people to remember, in my personal opinion, and this is mine alone, this is not the opinion of BC WrestlePod as a whole or any of my other hosts, but for me, women's wrestling has carried the last couple of years for me personally, and the women have done incredible stuff.
Sure.
I just wish that we would stop be playing in the faces. Also, when your Hulk Hogan documentary ad spots collectively are longer than the combined times of your women's matches at a certain big pay-per-view that happened in Vegas. Yes, I reviewed the freaking show, so I'm a pop shots at it too. So
Fuck yeah.
God, I'm here to watch WrestleMania, not advertisement mania. Like, what is this? But that kind of kicked things off, and I was just like, I just want women's wrestling to be given, like, can we give them 10, 15 minutes? And that is across the board. Like, I'm
Yeah.
tired of these 10 minutes or less matches for like regular television. Or Anthony Khan, I love you, but like, I want more than just one women's match a week. I'm just saying. Now I'm done with my TED Talk for now. Support women's wrestling, and
Fuck yeah.
but also Elena Black, you also have my condolences. That dude was weird. That should not have happened to you at WrestleCon this past weekend.
Wait, what dude? What happened?
So Elena Black, and thank God a bunch of people were there, including her. So okay, fun fact. So Elena Black and Casey Navarro are a thing, right? They're a relationship.
Yeah.
Elena at WrestleCon, bunch of wrestlers meet and greets during the weekend, right? Across all the promotions, legends, all that stuff, right? Doesn't really cater to any specific company.
Sure.
Meet and greets happen. Dude got handsy with Elena. Not okay.
Yeah, seriously.
And so she was did not give consent. This man was like touching up on all her, and she was not okay with that. And Casey Navarro stepped in and was ready to fight some people. And so was Casey's sister, ROH star and AEW star Diamante. I was like, you do not want to mess with Diamante and Casey Navarro. So Elena, you deserve better. And wrestling fans, this is what happens. This is why people don't take us seriously. Stop being weirdos. God.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like, it's already hard enough to have people take us seriously and actually want to watch professional wrestling. Like, we're past the point of people saying it's fake, right? I was just like, dude, that was like, I'm over that argument. But stop being creepy and stop being weirdos. Keep your hands to yourself.
I would like it if I were able to go to work and when the finance, not other, because I'm not a finance bro, when the finance bros in the office that I work at, when they start talking about the Masters, and I have to be like, ugh, really? You guys like golf? And they're like, oh, what are you doing? And I say wrestling. They treat me like I'm some kind of, I don't know.
I'm past that point, but I'm like, guys, we need, like, the rest of the world, we're never going to beat that wrestling fans are creepy and weirdos and like deviants. Please stop. Please stop. Anyways, hopefully we get more for Elena. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm ready for Indy to be back from quote unquote suspension, because like everybody's kind of just spinning their wheels right now, and I want more for everyone. Now I'm done with my TED Talk. Let's keep this going.
All right.
Now, Ali, if you're going to be bringing in international talent every single week and having an open challenge, like, I am okay with this. And Mr. Adam Brooks is going to be stepping up first to face Ali for this title. I also love the condescending attitude from behind the scenes with Order 4 as to why we're doing this. But hey, you know what? Let Ali run with this. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, my only concern with this is the idea of it further confuses the goals of Order 4 as a stable. Because, like, are you trying to be, put it this way, are you trying to be a genuine threat, or are you trying to be the Legion of Doom? And when I say Legion of Doom, I don't mean Hawk and Animal. I mean Lex Luthor, the Joker, Captain Cold, Solomon Grundy, the Super Friends, Legion of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one definitely feels more like in that sort of cartoony villain kind of thing, you know?
Right.
And for all that we laughed at the don't get me wrong, I remember how hard we laughed at the whole Matrix Terminator thing that he did
At Rebellion.
at Rebellion, but like, don't get me wrong, I know we laughed at that. I know that was silly, but like it was silly, but it was done with an effort, with an aim towards like intimidation and fear and like adding a certain level of that how to put this, like it's serious the way Mortal Kombat is serious. Does that make sense?
No,
It's
that does.
like we know it's goofy and over the top, but it's also presented in a way of like, oh no, this means business. This is like it leans it's not, it strains credibility but doesn't destroy it. So like and it's because of that that I like I said, I'm just like that's why I'm okay with that, with them doing that sort of shtick, as opposed to like this, you know, more of a cartoon villain, like, oh yes, we're going to bring people in from all over the world and make jokes about how we don't understand foreign cultures and because we are dumb Americans, haha.
The toy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So
I was like, we're all right, Dick Dastardly, sit down. Like,
yeah, like
it's okay. So I'm kind of pulling a stretch, and this is just something that happened because boomerang was the thing growing up, pretty much in this household, right?
sure.
But I'm like, the way that Ali is talking about this, and we're about to go on a world tour. I'm like, oh my god, are we about to get like a wacky style, like a wacky racist style championship tour for Ali? Because honestly, I'd be kind of here for that. And you can see that those are the things that formulated into the adult human male that I am today. But you're absolutely right. The way that Order 4 has kind of been going right now, especially in this segment, we're on levels of almost cartoon Saturday morning cartoon villains. Like we're about to have Dick Dastardly pop-ups here, like wacky racist style. It's gonna be insane. Um, I don't know too much about Adam Brooks, but you know what? I'm excited to see what he can do in the ring.
Yeah.
Just don't let it be 5 minutes, please. At least give me like 7. Like, come on.
Although I feel like them doing a world, like making the gimmick a world tour, I feel like that's a fairly obvious tee up for them to start a feud with Sosa.
When Ricky is done with the European dates that he has right now. So yeah. Alrighty, let's keep this going. So next week on TNA, we are getting a Walk with Elijah match, which essentially is a strap match, but the strap is a guitar strap, and that is with Franklin and Elijah. So hopefully that is the end of this feud. We are also getting Jeff Hardy versus Vincent. I'm gonna be honest, as much as I still have some chagrin about 2 out of 3 members of the Diamond Collective, I'm actually really looking forward
Oh,
to Rosemary, Ali, and Mara versus the Diamond Collective. I'm like, honestly, that is the one match I'm really looking forward to.
same. Big time same. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that shapes up.
It's been my favorite story that TNA has been telling so far this year. So, and now that Ali is back into life, I'm like, yes. Anyways, but let's get into this main event because I thought I was like imagining things, Will, because when I saw like when this match started and I looked on to see how much we have left, I'm like, oh my god, we are
Yeah,
actually We're gonna go along with this one. All right.
It's like, this is still a solid 20 minutes left of this episode. Let's as the kids say, let's get it, let's go.
Let's go. And let's go it did, because my goodness, easily, and not even in competition with everything else, this was the best match of the night.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, oh my god, this was TNA. If you could give me shit like this every single week, like, we wouldn't have as many problems. And honestly, I feel like that's a testament to just letting Mike and Rich Swann just go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let them off the leash and just let them go.
Yep.
I don't have a lot of notes for this because I've really enjoyed this match. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, so good.
It's like, you guys, these guys know what they're doing. And I'm not sure if we actually caught the line, because when we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, I'm not sure if we actually got this line recorded or not, but we were talking about Mike Santana. Oh no, because this was while we were watching Rebellion.
Yeah.
And how people like to compare him to Eddie Guerrero, which, no shade, because I mean, like, and I understand why they do it. It's the whole, Latino thing. Honestly, who I see more in him than Eddie Guerrero is Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me so much more of Stone Cold Steve Austin than Eddie Guerrero. And it's because he's a brawler. He's a scrapper. Any of the moves that Mike Santana does, it's just as much as like, it has the same energy as Stone Cold's, stomp a mud hole and walk it dry kind of energy. It's awesome. It's great to see him do that. And I've said it. I said it when I first started watching TNA that Mike Santana was a revelation of a performer. I had really only known him as a tag team guy in AEW before this, and yeah, no, he kicks all kinds of ass.
Mm-hmm. So this was fantastic. Mike brought it. Rich Swann brought it. This is how you can do a good babyface versus babyface.
Yes.
And that's the important bit too for TNA. I'm like, this is how you do a good babyface versus babyface here. It is possible. It just needs to be done right. And just let everyone go. Like, not the verb form of let everyone go, but just let them off the leash and let them fly.
just let everyone go. Not in the way that you let, Mance Warner or Danny Luna go, but like, no, just let them go. You know what we mean?
Just let them hit 100% and just literally, honestly, if you have a lot of talents that are also on the independent scene too, just, it's okay to have like them do like an indie style match. It's going to be great television for the rest of us. Please.
Absolutely.
So
hey, if Warner Brothers is okay doing, the shit that AEW does, you guys are AMC. You had freaking Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead. You can do gore, you can do violence. It's gonna be fine. And AMC should be fine with it. Although who's not gonna be fine with it is WWE.
Mm-hmm. Which is that. And then I'm also looking at Mania though too. I'm like, y'all are crazy. But like, y'all can have blood, you just don't want to. You hear that, TKO? Anyways, moving on. That has been our TNA post show. Honestly, I had a good couple of laughs this episode. And honestly, nothing really infuriated me. I still have questions on certain things, but nothing where I wanted to like throw my screen across the room.
This was a solid episode of wrestling. If more episodes of Impact were like this, I would be able to recommend Impact to my wrestling fan friends more.
Absolutely. But as of right now, we cover this on a weekly basis. And yes, we do love the talent in TNA, but as a weekly television show,
yeah.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior AEW? No, and you know what? It seems like every single week we take a poo-poo on TNA, but it's because I love this company so damn much that I want better for them. That is all I'm saying.
Well, it's not like... It's not even that. It's like, come with me on this. I've been reading a lot of Charles Bukowski lately. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I know this is good. This is a weird way to start talking about wrestling, but I've been reading a lot of Charles Bukowski lately, and there's a thing about Bukowski. Have you ever read Bukowski?
I have not.
Are you familiar with him as a writer?
Unfortunately, not.
Uh, Poet from the 60s and 70s, known for very like sort of dirty and like visceral descriptions of life, living like trying to survive in Los Angeles. He was an alcoholic. He was just he would
Got
like
it. Okay, you have set
very
the scene.
very like dirty, gritty. I I don't want to use the word nihilistic because he was not a nihilist, but like
It kind of
his
borderlined a little bit.
well, it's like a lot of his poetry and a lot of his writing was very much like, wow, this sucks. This whole thing sucks. Look at how terrible this thing is. Look at and like describes like compares life to like a piece of excrement floating out to sea, that sort of thing.
Mm.
Any interview with him, people would refer to him as a cynic, and he's like, I'm not a cynic. Why would I be a cynic? Because when people feel that strongly about something, it's because they know how good it can be
Mm-hmm.
and they want it to be better. And they have hope that it can be better. If they had no hope that it was going to be better, if they were convinced that, yep, nope, everything sucks now, there's no point in anything, they wouldn't get up and do the shit that Bukowski did or say the shit that we do.
Mm-hmm.
We we dunk on TNA because we know that like the people in TNA can do well. Most of the people in TNA can do better. I'm still not sold on Jada Stone, but like and it's because we know that they have talent like Santino Marella, and they have talent like The Righteous, and they have talent like Mike Santana. You know that like and Leon Slater and they know how to find talent, and in the right circumstances they know how to let talent do their thing. Look at Joe Hendry. Look
Mm-hmm.
at Jordan Grace. You know, these people that started in TNA and are now making big moves in other places. And the thing like and that's sort of the inherent problem with TNA is that like TNA should not be developmental. TNA should be its own brand and bring its own energy to the table and not just sit here trying to, you know, be the sycophantic Mr. Waylon Smithers to WWE's Montgomery Burns.
Mm-hmm.
It like it deserves to have its own chance. It deserves to have its own identity and it deserves to have its own talent and bring its own character and its own identity to the wrestling scene. It should not just be, it shouldn't be WWE versus AEW. It should like, this is a problem that every monopoly brings. I'm taking my soapbox back already. Okay, I'm sorry. But like it's like that. This is the problem with monopolies, and especially in scenes where someone has had a not even a monopoly. And like, because I know as soon as I use the word monopoly, everybody's like, there are going to be people that jump in the comments and be like, oh, you're just using it because it's a buzzword. It's a buzzword that people use to talk about corporations and stuff. Like, no, like, okay, you're like, to those pedants out there, you're right. It is not an actual monopoly. Because if it was an actual literal monopoly, then WWE would be the literal only show in town. And like no one would even be able to the moment Tony Khan thought, maybe we could do an alternative wrestling promotion, Vince McMahon would have swooped in and said like, hey, would you like money instead? And AEW never would have happened. Like the fact that New Japan has continued to exist in Japan and has not become WWE Japan is proof that it's not an actual monopoly. But WWE is still the biggest show. It's still the biggest, most dominant force. I've compared wrestling in the RPG scene a lot. It's very much the same way as D&D versus any other TTRPG. It's not an actual monopoly because there are other shows out there. There are other games out there. There are other people out there doing their thing to varying degrees of success. In a just world, in a just world, and because of the number of promotions out there, in a just world, you could have wrestling every single night of the week and have it be a different promotion. GCW, JCW, friggin' Maple Leaf, MLW. Does MLW still exist? I'm not even sure if MLW still exists or not.
MLW does still exist.
Okay. Like, that's 4 right there on top of WWE, AEW, and TNA. That's 7. Mm-hmm. That's 7 days a week. That is enough. You could have a wrestling channel.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a channel devoted to professional wrestling. Because, once again, if you have it as a 24-hour channel, that's going to cover your time zones so that you can show New Japan, All Japan, Stardom, what is it? WXW? Is that the one in Germany?
Yeah, CMLL, Progress.
Exactly. I mean,
Rev Pro.
Yeah, like I mean, CMLL and AAA like don't have the same issue with time zones and stuff, mm-hmm. But like you get what I mean. Like you could get stuff from all over the world and put it on one channel. The problem with that is WWE exists. And they like honestly, I can imagine someone doing that. It's like let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to do a 24-hour cable channel devoted strictly to professional wrestling. Not only would WWE say no, we don't want to put our program on that. They would do everything in their power to make sure it didn't happen, to shut it down.
I mean, we saw what happened with the WWE Network. I was just like, that was the best thing you all had going, and you ruined that.
Yep.
Gosh.
And that would be the dream, wouldn't it? The 24-hour channel, because then you could run all sorts of other shows of commentary. Like a lot of these people that have, you could have, imagine a 24-hour wrestling cable channel where you have a weekly show with CVV interviews.
Love that.
Or like, you could have Corny's Corner. Jim Cornette, like you give Jim Cornette a half-hour show where he just rants as the wrestling Mickey Rooney that he is. It's just like let it like yes, yeah, like yep, it's okay, Corny. You go ahead. Yep, go ahead. You have your time.
Just let it all out.
Here's your microphone. Just let it go. Just let it out.
Oh Lord, I don't know if the world would be ready for that. Anyhow.
And commentary, hell, like I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but like the Waffle House guy, get the Waffle House order guy in there.
Muscle Man Malcolm, we love you on this channel.
Like, and it would be wonderful, but because we live in a virtual, I said the word virtual monopoly. We can't have that. We can't share the space. No. And because of this, there's going to be people, because of WWE's dominance, there's going to be people that are convinced that it is the only show in town, whether or not it is. They're going to be like they are the same people that we derogatorily call the Fed heads are the same ones that are going to derogatorily call AEW ain't even watching. Or, I mean, but it's because this is all to say it's the reason we do this and the reason we dunk on TNA when it is being ass is because it should be better.
Mm-hmm.
It should be its own thing. It doesn't need to be playing second fiddle to NXT or Evolve or whatever other WWE program is doing what they're going to do to try to upend to reclaim their monopoly, reclaim that ruthless aggression era monopoly.
And that, everyone, has been the TED Talk from one.
That was my Cornette's Corner.
I had to do the sound effect. No, but I can't add to any more of what you said, my friend. All I can say is I agree with you. And that is why, listen, as small as we are, this is why we here at BC WrestlePod exist.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, we love wrestling, and there's so much out there. Please don't be chained with just being one promotion. That goes for everything.
Yeah.
Like, open your perspective.
Homie, you are to wrestling as I am to TTRPGs. I get it. It's
be like, we love this, but also we want to punch things in the face sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, but honestly, Will, I love having you as a part of this team, but I 100% agree with you. And in the words of Brian Zane, it's just like, you guys, it's anyways. We're gonna end the show here because we can go on for hours, and we could, but I don't want to because we're already at an hour. But
we spent a longer time talking about the show than the show gave us.
Honestly, fair. And but you know what? These kinds of conversations, I feel like we as wrestling fans and podcasters and internet personalities,
sure,
if you want to call us that.
Well, we are, dude.
It is.
We are content creators.
These are conversations that need to be had, and this is how dialogue and communication happen. And we can have these conversations, you guys. They need to happen.
Yeah.
Gosh. Anyways. Alrighty. Well, that's going to be it for us tonight here at the Takedown Troupe. And I can officially put this on the air. We are officially done with Hell Week. This was the last show for the week. Oh my God. And I say we made it, but I will also put myself in there. It's like, I have made it. Anywho, it has been a blast this week. Thank you to all my podcaster friends who came in from other podcasts to hang out, to my BC WrestlePod, boys, for being here. That also includes you, Will, because you are unofficially a part of this Hell Week because this was the last show for the Hell Week schedule. But yeah, so next week we go back to our regular scheduled programming with some added variations. So, of course, Monday, I will be back with Benny to cover another Eve, Girls of Battle Riot wrestling show to review. It is the Eve and TJPW crossover show. AEW, NXT, CMLL, TNA, Mystery Wrestling 3-year anniversary next Thursday. So we're not covering like 18 shows at once this time, but I'm excited. We're gonna have fun part, and I'm knocking on wood for this one. It has been me in radio, Will, for the last couple of weeks here for TNA, but I can officially announce, and hopefully everything works out the way it needs to. But we will officially be getting our third correspondent back, where I will have two Wills here at the same time. So Papa Oso is officially done with his Playwright Festival that has been going on for the last month. And so therefore he is officially, hopefully, if he's ready, he'll be back starting next week. So I'm excited to have both Wills here. So I'm excited.
Two Wills? No way.
Yeah. So that's even more reason you should come and watch the show, or just come like EC3, it's and on that lovely
he's coming
note, he's coming. He is definitely coming. And on that lovely little note, thank you so much for tuning in from all of us here at BC WrestlePod to you at home. Take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll catch you next week, but until then, sayonara, adios, peace, and EC3 is always coming.